everyone, it's WHM Brick Bros back on another video, and today we are on episode 3 of building Mos Eisley. Alright, so you just jumped out of a time lapse of my brother working on this building and then the train, and you may be thinking, what the heck happened? Well, we were able to do a lot of he was able to get in a nice time lapse with a bunch of terrain work and getting this built up. And then we realized we were running really low on pieces, well, sort of. And so what ended up happening is we kind of took a break for a little while over this last week. We haven't been building very much. And then it turned into this thing where we ended up realizing that we can use plates and mix it up, like over here, coming on right here, like these plates, mixing it kind of up, and that fills in a lot of space. And we were able to really use this a little bit better and use the space. So we were able to finish off this building up here, and I'm gonna kind of take you through what we did. But right over here, we've got the little entrance. I really like the way this is, and I use these rings that were on Mos Eisley, and then a ton of junk in the front. I love it when you do that. It looks really good. This is like a giant engine piece. I realize it looks bad not having windows, so I'll probably add in some windows here. And then up here, I just added in a bunch of junk, some blasters, like engine parts. Maybe this is like an engine sealer or something. Then just more crates and all kinds of stuff. And I really like the way it looks. When we step back, it looks really nice. And then there's some other things that I won't show you until the finale because that's something else. But then over here, you also can see this is like the water cellar. This ladder's not gonna be there. It needs to be worked on. I do like the idea of having a ladder, but it needs to be something else. This doesn't look right, so we'll work on that. You've got a little crate over here, and then over here, you'll notice that we did end up building it up some more with these studded plates because studded plates because it doesn't need to look good on the inside. The only place that's gonna actually have an interior, if you guys have been wondering, is this bar that we have actually started to work on. And this is looking really good. I'm really happy with it. You got this little place where you can fill up maybe a bottle or something. And then we still are working on just finishing tiling this off. But in there, you've got all that. I set that all up. So I'm really happy with the way that looks. And then right here, you'll have this is not exactly how it's gonna be, but that's in general kind of the idea. And I really like that we were able to just kind of build this up, and we had a bunch of aiders that we realized were in our collection, and I still have one out lying around, but I'm really happy with the way that turned out. So that's really good. And then around to the front, you do actually have this little sign. That looks pretty good. We may change that though, because it looks kind of weird in some ways. Also look good. You also have this little painting right here. That's something that I took from, I believe it was the creator expert. It was a creator expert set. It was $290. I thought I'd throw it in there just as a little extra Easter egg. And you'll see some more of that later. And then just over here, this is just the landing pad. You'll notice I have flipped this around on the table just so that you guys can get a little bit better view of what we've been working on, whereas we haven't been working too much over here. And you'll also notice I mapped out where this other building would be. And I know in my original plan this was actually going to be one building, but I realized it was going to be way too big, and it didn't need to be that big, and I really thought we should separate it. It's going to look better, and that was really something that we decided on. And then just a bunch more terrain work over here. We're really working on that. Our terrain work has gotten really good. Really happy with it. And then the last thing we're gonna actually add, I did add in this over here, so you kind of see how it fits. We're gonna add in our ATT. I'm just gonna show you how that's gonna look right here. And it's not exactly where it's gonna be. Actually, I'm gonna probably back it up. But you'll notice that there's not really a lot of space. This came off, but you'll notice around here there's not a lot of space for another building, but I would really like to put in something because this feels too open right next to the landing pad. I should basically put troops there, but I do feel like there should be a small building that'll probably be in light bluish gray because I don't want to use up too much more tan, because I know I don't actually have that much more to build in tan. I've just got this building and that building and this building. And that's actually not as much as you think based on how we've been able to build this building out of not much tan that we had. Now we're really low, but I was able to order some more tan. Those should come in for this next week, and I'll be able to get some more in. And then, yeah, I just really like the way this looks. I think it looks really good in here. It's really nice and it's like really big and bulky kind of. And I really like the way it takes up a lot of space. And I'll show this off a little bit more in the finale, where you can open up the sides and that kind of thing. I may even just do a whole video on it, and then I don't have to do it in the finale. But we will see. Then there's also, I find this really funny. This is R2-D2 here, and then this is the only other astromech droid we have. It's the blue, like it's the turquoise one from the Resistance Y-Wing. That comes with Zori and Poe, and then that Snow Trooper. Those are the only two astromechs I've ever gotten, and I find that really funny. So I combined those two, and I'm gonna have an astromech and a bunch of junk over here at the Jawa shop that you can just buy, that people could just buy. But I haven't added the junk yet. And then right here, this will actually probably be backed up. It will actually hang over the edge, just because I want to have lots of space for a battle to be going on or something. There'll probably be like maybe some barricades in here or whatever, and that's gonna be something that we're gonna have to work in later. So that's gonna be the final step. We're gonna build up these buildings, get in terrain work back here. My hope is for this next week to be able to build up this building at least, and then do the terrain work for this. We'll probably add in some more, and then later on we'll probably get this building in maybe in the next 2 weeks. Or maybe we'll be able to get it in the next week. We'll finish out this building, hopefully next week, and then we'll add in some more terrain, and then really get the battle going. And we're gonna it's gonna be something where the finale is gonna be walking through everything, and you're actually not gonna see much of it until then. And I'll do a whole cinematic one as well. So the finale will be a walkthrough, and then there'll be a cinematic that it will release later on. That'll take a bunch of editing and that kind of stuff, and then you'll just get a nice view with just some music playing in the background. And so that I think should work really well, and that should come out in a couple of weeks. This won't take us too much longer. It's just we gotta get the clones in, we gotta get the battle droids in, and that kind of stuff. But that's gonna be about it for this week. I'm really happy with the way this is going. I was kind of skeptical at the beginning because I realized that my original idea was gonna be the Cantina with a Imperial force, and you can kind of see how that would work. And then there'd maybe be some rebels. This is just my idea. I just realized I didn't have enough Imperials do this, and look it out. It just looks really good. A giant ATSD towering over it all. I was really excited to do that. I did actually update that, and there'll be an improvement video coming out for that in a little while. It's not too much that we added. We just worked on the eyes a little bit, and it looks really good. But that's pretty much about it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. We do a mock like this every week. Or we do a mock update every week, coming out every Wednesday. And then on top of that, I am doing Fenway Park. I'm building Fenway Park in Lego. That comes out every Sunday. And then any other content will come out on Fridays. If you're interested in any of that, I'm basically kind of a Star Wars Lego channel, but I have Titan Fenway. So if you like any of that content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And that's going to be about it for this video. So that's WHM Brick Bros signing off. I'll see y'all guys next time. Hey everyone, it's WHM Brick Bros back with another video. And today we will be starting week, I believe it is 4 of building Mos Eisley. Now this week I just got in, we got in some more parts here. Right here. Lots more. We should be able to finish off the buildings. But basically, what I've done here is you'll notice up here, you'll notice that this has kind of been destroyed. And I realized I was actually going to put a light inside this behind the Jawa. But I realized it wasn't, there was a better use for it in the bar, so it's not going to be over here. We'll probably build like a case, so this doesn't look too bad. One thing I will be doing is removing these pieces in here, because there are a lot of good 2x bricks, and I'm going to end up using them over here in this building right here that I've mapped out. So my goal for this week is to finish off at least the walls of the bar. Get the bar in a really good condition where it's ready to be used, and then build up this building most of the way. We're getting close to finishing this mock, and also do all the terrain. Finish every bit of terrain that's left to do. That's going to get a lot off our plate, me and my brother's plate, so that'll be really nice to get done. We are running low on thin pieces, but we did use a lot over here, but then we realized we had a bunch more parts in our bins, because this was originally only from Mos Eisley, but then we realized we had a bunch more parts in our bins, and are actually going to probably replace a lot of, even though it looks really good, we'll still have that a little bit. We were testing out a little bit how it would look to have a guy, using a grappling hook to get up there. I think it looks pretty good. That's pretty cool. I think that'll be a detail that's nice in there. We are debating on how to have this. This is not landed properly at the moment, but we're debating whether it should be landing or taking off or just landing or whatever. And then we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do over here. That probably won't happen this week because it's a big thing, and I really don't know what we will do over here. I might try to do maybe some Castaways or something, the Lego Star Wars game, and then from that, maybe get some ideas on other things that were in Mos Eisley. As you can see, the ATT was there, and then over here, it's very much of a mess, but that's kind of how every week starts. So we're going to start off with jumping into some time lapses of my brother building the bar over here. So let's get right on into that. But before we go into it, please hit the like button if you like the video, and tap the subscribe icon to see any other Star Wars content. Now let's jump into that time lapse. So we just came out of a time lapse of me working on the train. And as you can see, during the time lapse, I had made a ton of progress. And I wasn't able to get that on camera just because, it was tough to just kind of get it on. I forgot to time lapse a lot of it, and it just didn't turn out right. But I do have the bar finished. There is a lighting thing. I might have shown you this last week. It'll look a lot better. Once it kind of covered over. The roof to this will be removable. I still do have to tile off a lot of this on the inside. And then we created the destroyed building. So I'm really liking the way this looks. It looks like a collapsed building. I really like how I added what I added with the dome falling in and all these bricks just starting to collapse. I think it's really definitely coming together now. This will be landed here. Obviously, it's not in the right position. It needs to be raised up, landing gear is down. And then this one will have just fired there. And then there'll be a bunch of battle droids lined up out here in front. I do find it kind of weird that they'll be tan, the rest of the area will be tan, so they'll kind of blend in pretty nicely. But I'll probably have some clones getting thrown away from this explosion, but then also others charging up. And then this one over here, you'll notice is complete. I really like it. It is very simple on top. I still have to make like the water jug and make that all work. But I'm working on it. I'll probably prototype that probably next coming weeks. I don't think I'll get to that this week. But that big accomplishment is this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may put a wall around the top. I was kind of experimenting with that little extra bit on top. I really like the way it looks. The top is really bland, so I may do something. But we will see. And then I also added in this guy over here. I couldn't figure out what to add, and then I realized, I wanted to include this, and I thought I'd throw it in right here. I'll probably add in some more junk next to it just to fill in the space a little bit better. When I do this, but this is really coming together now. There you can get a kind of good view from the tank's position. The AATs. Then you have seen this before, but now that the building is finished, you can now see in there where Delta Squad is and will be, or maybe they'll be around back. We don't know yet. But that's kind of the update I have to show you now. We're going to get into probably one more time lapse. And then we'll probably hit the outro for this week.